Hello, I'm Zola, the official AI spokesperson for Alicia Hunter, also known worldwide as the Crypto Queen. With over 8 years of experience studying the financial markets, Alicia has helped countless individuals understand crypto, stocks, forex, AI, and modern monetary systems. She is also the founder of BWE Tribal Academy, her online educational hub you may already be familiar with. As a monthly subscriber, you'll get exclusive access to Alicia's private educational content covering crypto, stocks, forex trading, AI, AGI, market psychology, and more. Make sure you click the notification button because Alicia may surprise you with early market insights or execution updates, helping you stay prepared before major financial moves. Subscribe today and join a powerful community committed to financial empowerment. Disclaimer: as a friendly reminder, all information shared is for educational purposes only. Alicia Hunter is not a licensed financial advisor. Always consult a qualified professional before making investment decisions.
Okay, can everyone hear me? This whole time I've been talking, I don't know if you guys heard me. I do apologize. I'm just sitting here talking, and it's like, did someone tell me? Oh, you cannot hear me, Autumn. Thank you so much for telling me. I did not read the comments, but let me repeat things real quick. Thank you for staying on this live. It didn't even scroll off because I kept seeing like why the numbers went down and everybody left because no one heard me. So let me go ahead and repeat myself really quick. Okay. And then we're going to get started. Thank you so much, Autumn. I do appreciate it. Give me one moment. Alrighty, so good evening, everyone, and thank you all for being here tonight. Tonight live stream is extremely normal and personal for me. So before I begin, I want to make a quick disclaimer before we do get things started. And everything shared tonight is based on my personal experience, publicly available information, educational research, and publicly reported events related to cryptocurrency, far as MLM companies, node projects, DeFi platforms, and digital asset opportunities. This live stream is strictly for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial, legal, or investment advice. The purpose of this live stream is not to attack anyone, far as defamation or damage anyone's reputation, but to help educate the public on financial literacy, cryptocurrency awareness, and warning signs that people should pay attention to before investing their hard earned money. And lastly, please do your own research before making any financial decisions. So, tonight, I simply want to share my story. But before I move forward, for those of you that's new to my channel, once again, my name is Alicia Hunter, also known as the Crypto Queen, tribally known as Chieftainess Kisawa. And for so many years, I've been studying the financial markets and geopolitical aspect. And today, that's where I'm here today to educate you about all of the personal experiences that I experienced. And so, before I dive deeper, make sure you guys grab your notebook, paper, and ink pen. And I'm quite sure you probably have some time to go ahead and do that since my audio wasn't on. But for those of you that's just not joining us, go ahead and grab a notebook, paper, ink pen, or your tablet because this is very, very important for us to learn this. Okay? So I want to say this real quick. This is not from bitterness, but from growth and accountability and experience, as far as revealing the truth. Now, a few years ago, I became deeply into cryptocurrency, the blockchain technology, and financial education. And I truly believe this space could create opportunities for people around the world, especially underserved communities. Okay. And while I was still learning, that's when I ran into Hyperverse. At first, Everything looked all polished. The presentations looked professional. People always talked about financial freedom, passive income, residual income, generational wealth. Okay. And then it led to social media was flooded with luxury lifestyles and success stories. But honestly, it's like I believed it. I truly believed it because everyone that was around me, they trusted my judgment. They trusted me because back in 2018, everybody started calling me the crypto queen. Okay. But let's fast forward to 2020 and how I got scammed. So that means my family got involved, my mother got involved, and then there was one person I especially want to honor tonight is my late auntie Jacqueline Russell. This woman right here, my auntie joined me without any cryptocurrency experiences at all. She didn't even know what I was talking about, but she trusted me completely to where she believed in me, in my dreams, in my goals, in my aspirations. She became one of the biggest go-getters on my team. At one point, she helped led our organization in incredible heights and became my number one leg. But what made her so special wasn't about the business, it was her heart. So my auntie supported me in everything I ever did in life. She didn't care if I was selling a bottle of water on the side of the road. She was going to come out and support me regardless, every single time. Recently, she did pass away from lung cancer. And tonight, I want to dedicate this live stream to her memory because she taught me everything far as trust in educating people about the awareness because of when I introduced her to Hyperverse, she took off. And today, that's where I stand, building trust within a community without destroying people. So let's go ahead and move forward about what happened in 2022. In 2022, the cryptocurrency market collapsed heavily in China, which it had tightened restrictions on cryptocurrency activities. And then around that same period of time, like say projects like Hyperverse started to fall apart, meaning withdrawals started to slow down. Communication became very inconsistent. But the question about getting started was ignored, and many people could no longer access their funds to where, honestly, that season had changed my life financially, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Because at that point, I was left with only $18 to my name. Did anybody know anything about that? All that time, I was accumulating my crypto wallet. And when I ended up partnering with Hyperverse, it led me down to $18 to my name. And my daughter that's on this live, Autumn, she's my living witness because I remember sitting in Aldi's crying at Aldi's parking lot in Montgomery, Alabama. I was crying. I was like, what am I going to do financially? But then the money that I had accumulated was supposed to help me move forward. So that's when I found myself in one of the darkest places I ever experienced, to where that I could not imagine myself borrowing emergency funds from my sister. And so that's when I stayed with her and my brother-in-law while rebuilding my life. And eventually, I was blessed enough to recover and move into my own place again. And people are going to ask, Miss Hunter, how did you do this? Knowledge is power. Whenever you learn this skill set far as day trading, can't nobody take your knowledge away from you. But emotionally, I had to work on that because of that experience has stayed with me. And one of the hardest times I ever faced, it was knowing that people trusted me so much. Do you guys know that I specialize in international business? Yes, I may operate business in America. However, I usually network outside of this country, to where that I had a whole team all the way in Africa, like out in Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, West Indies. I had so many people from across the world that was on my team. Singapore, you name it. But these are the people that believed in the vision that I was sharing. So that means many people got pulled under the rug together. And that's where it humbled me deeply, to where that now today, right here on this live stream, that's exactly why I speak out today. Not to spread negativity, okay? For those that thinks I'm being negative, and I'm not, it's the truth. And to not spread fear in your heart. You should not fear anything. However, to educate yourself from experiences. Okay? So, before I close tonight, I want to just clearly and quickly share a few warning signs that people should pay attention to when dealing with cryptocurrency projects, far as these fake DeFi projects, node projects, which is spelled as NODE, and the so-called MLM opportunities. Now, warning, I am going to upset a lot of people and I'm going to stir up some souls. But guess what? We're going to keep it moving because, over here with Miss Hunter, the crypto queen at BW Travel Academy, we're always exposing the truth, whether you like it or not. So if you are easily intimidated, please continue to scroll on because we're going to continue with this, okay? Now let's continue. So the first step is guaranteed returns. Now let me stop you there. If somebody promises guaranteed profits or daily returns, please be careful. Nothing legitimate in crypto is guaranteed. We're talking about the financial markets here now. The financial market's always doing the Tootsie Rolls regularly. It goes up and down, sideways, and sometimes do the hokey pokey. So it's not really guaranteed. And then the second one is recruitment over real value. Now, this is what I don't like, okay? And break this down. If the focus is mainly recruiting people instead of providing a real product, service, or utility, that should raise your concern, like automatically, okay? And then the third one is hidden owners and these foreign operators. A lot of projects place promoters and influencers at the front while the real operators remain hidden behind closed doors. And I'm going to say this loud and clearly, okay? Majority of the time, if you see a very popular MLM company, now stay with me, people, because I'm about to tell the truth on this, okay? You're always going to see a successful Black individual, a Black woman or a Black man. 90% of the time, it's always like a successful Black man right there in front, like boom. Because majority of the time, that's when the real operators remain hidden behind the closed doors. And I'm not putting racism in here. I'm just speaking facts. These are personal experiences. But where I'm going with this is you want to always research who is actually running the project. I don't even care if it's somebody from Wall Street, because you guys got to understand, those Wall Street cats can be very crooked. Hyperverse had the CEO of Apple to promote its company, and you seen what happened. So don't ever get caught up with all this stuff like, oh yeah, such and such from like Tesla, and such from Microsoft, and this and that, and Paris Hilton and Kevin Hart, Mike Tyson and Kim Kardashian. 98% of the time, celebrities are not even knowledgeable in cryptocurrency. So who are you fooling? They need to be educated, okay? And then also, you have withdrawal problems. The moment people consistently struggle to withdraw funds, pay attention immediately. Whenever they say we're making an update or maintenance on our website and all this other greatness, pay attention, because that is the first introduction of them pulling that rug from underneath your foot, okay? And then also the emotional hype. Like, say, they always want to advertise luxury cars and lifestyle marketing and big promises and fast success stories. And something that I've learned at the age of 41, going on 42, that wealth is quiet. Wealthy people don't even wear loud luxury brands, meaning brands that shows the name of the logos. Like, say, if you have a Fendi outfit on and it has Fendi prints all over or Gucci prints all over it, that is loud. Quiet luxury, dress normal, but I bet you any kind of money you could not identify that white button that cost at least $1,500, because it's quiet. So why are these MLM companies are loud? Because these things can emotionally influence people before they fully understand the risk, right? You're being manipulated. And then also the next one is private tokens with no public blockchain transparency. Now, this is where I stand. Be very careful with companies offering private cryptocurrency tokens that are not traded publicly on a legitimate exchange or transparent blockchain ecosystems. Now, people can create a cryptocurrency coin. Anybody can. A 3-year-old can. Okay. And they can pull the rug from you because I've seen children at the age of 10 made millions of dollars and they tricked adults out of their money because they was not knowledgeable in cryptocurrency. And you got little kids hustling adults. So what makes you think a MLM company would not swoop you underneath your feet, right? And then the crazy part is they tell people we're about to go public, we're filing with the SEC, and we're going to the stock market. And I'm going to explain that in a second. But one thing I would like to tell you is please slow down. Stop doing what you're doing and research. Because many people don't realize you can verify these things yourself through the SEC filing system. And I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it. Look it up. You want to type in like capital S, capital E, capital C, and then it is I think it's like Edgar Filing Systems. It's spelled E as in Edward, D as in Daniel, G as in giraffe, A, Aura as in raspberry. Write that down and start doing your due diligence on these companies because a lot of them know that you're not knowledgeable about their financial terminology. But I'm here to break this down on a 10th grade level so that way everyone can have a fully understanding of what is going on with these SEC filings, which is used as a marketing tools. You guys need to wake up and smell the coffee because this is another warning sign. There's so many companies that would direct people to the SEC filings knowing many individuals are unfamiliar with their terminology. And the first thing people gonna hear, we file with the SEC, but they don't explain what type of filing it actually is. And also referring back to the Black community, melanated people, I'm gonna be real, none of y'all want to read. That's why when someone clearly states it has something from a Black man you put in a book, they are absolutely correct because a lot of you need to learn how to read. And I can speak on that myself because I'm a melanated woman and I'm talking to you people. Pick up a book and read. Because if you don't understand what's going on, there's so many people out here that can come and take your assets away from you without you even knowing. But I'm glad that you're here because of now, I'm about to educate you on the several things that is very important about the SEC forms that people should learn about. And trust me, I got you on this one because ain't nobody gonna fool around with us over here, okay? We're gonna keep it moving. So the first one is a Form S1. This is typically used when a company genuinely plans to go public. So when a company said we're about to go public, go pull them up under the SEC, which is the Edgar filing website. Okay. And if you don't see no S1 form, keep it moving, okay? Because I don't know what they got going on, okay? And then the other one is a Form D, which is commonly used for private fundraising exemptions. And this does not automatically mean a company is publicly traded, okay? Remember that. That does not mean they on the stock market, okay? And then also the 10K, which is the annual financial reports. There are so many MLM crypto companies out there that does not report their financial incomes, like far as the annual reports. Some of them don't even meet the deadline and they've been penalized. So look at those forms, pull those forms up and download them. They are on public record. It's a public domain you're looking at. You just have to become very knowledgeable with their terminology, because they will tell you, oh, yeah, we're about to go public in the stock market. Then you pull it up. Oh my gosh, they on the SEC website. But guess what? You didn't even pull up the forms and you didn't read anything they said because of all the information was hidden inside that book. So, like I said, pick up a book and read. And then you got the 10Q, which is the quarterly financial reports. You want to look for that too, because when it comes to the SEC, they like to look at the financial reports to see, basically, to see if there's like any type of money laundering or any type of scams or schemes, and to see if you are accurate. Just like with the IRS, you know, they want to make sure everything is accurate, correct? That's basically how the SEC works. Okay. And then the next form is the 8K, which majority companies updates and events. You definitely want to look at that. Okay. Because of you guys have to learn the difference between these forms instead of relying only on a presentation and a hype and these, personal why story, like, you know how they say, like, your why must make you cry type of thing. Those are psychological strategies just to manipulate people. It's like a manipulation aspect. So don't get caught up in any of that. Know the truth far as reading these documents. Now, let's move forward with this one as well. There's something very important that I want to um, state is these node projects. They're coming, and I'm going to explain to you the warning signs for this, because there's a lot of cryptocurrency MLM companies using this specific word, which is a node. And honestly, these type of high earners, leaders, they don't have no experience in cryptocurrency, no knowledgeable skills at all. They don't even know how to place a trade. So how can they educate you and talk to you about what a node is, and they don't even know anything where a node came from? So be very careful with companies selling nodes as investment opportunities. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? There are some node projects that can be legitimate. Okay, I want to clarify that. Not everything is a scam. However, many became unsubstantial and very deceptive. So, here are the warning signs that you really need to pay attention to. Ask questions like, there is no transparent ownership, no variable blockchain infrastructure, unrealistic passive income promises, and then you got heavy recruiting incentives, no public audits, no real utility, locked funds, no proof of a node operations, and no explanations far as how the revenue is actually generated. So, I want to explain this real quick. These scammers are becoming very creative and they are becoming extremely intelligent. So you always want to ask questions like, where are the nodes located? Who owns the infrastructure? Who controls the blockchain? What blockchain is supporting the project? How is the company actually making money? The last question I just mentioned, that should be your number one question is, how is the company actually making money? If they just start going like, pay attention, because most likely those funds comes from new investors. That's how they usually keep their cash flow going. So please pay attention to what's going on, because they are robbing the community, especially the less unfortunate people, especially people that have lack of funds, because of they're they're vulnerable, and they're hungry, and they're desperate, and they're sick and tired of being tired. And it's sad that there are leaders out there that's not thinking about no one's livelihoods. They're just thinking about their pockets because they're getting a commission. So please, guys, do your research. But now that we're on this conversation, and I want to express this because this been on my spirit for a minute. I'm not going to mention no names, no company names, or anything like that, because of we don't want anyone try to flag us with defamation of characters. Not like they are going to do anything, because these are actual facts. However, we're going to keep it, um, classy, demure. However, recently I was on a three-way call with a business partner and someone I deeply care about. A woman who supported me emotionally and mentally during one of the hardest seasons of my life. When I was on bed rest during my pregnancy, after, this one Dusty deserted me, many people ignored my health conditions and thought I was making excuses. But when it came to this woman, she clearly understood me because she experienced something very similar herself. So she uplifted me during that season through our friendship and through the company that we've had met, which was a legal company. We were like legal agents. And tonight, I want to publicly say how intelligent, beautiful, and diligent she truly is inside and out. However, I also wish she could take more time to truly listen to what I've been trying to explain to her about certain cryptocurrency companies and opportunities. Because although someone may understand popular terminology, that does not always mean they fully understand cryptocurrency, the blockchain structure, tokenization, liquidity, the SEC filings, or decentralized finance. But anyways, to make the long story short, and not to get sidetracked, during that three-way call, she put me on the phone with this young gentleman. And I sensed it in my spirit that I was going to shut it down on him. I sensed it before I even started. Because I started asking questions, simple questions like, where are the nodes located? Who owns the company? Who controls the blockchain infrastructure? And honestly, I could immediately tell the person speaking didn't truly understand anything about what I was talking about as far as cryptocurrency. I can usually tell within less than 30 seconds whether someone is knowledgeable about crypto. I just sit back and keep my mouth shut and just let you guys continue talking to me. That's how you get to know a fool, just by sit back and just listen to them just telling you a whole bunch of foolishness, right? And that's what I did. I kept my mouth shut and I just let him talk, to let him own the stage, because he thought he knew what he was saying. But no, honestly, no, he didn't. And it's not because I knew everything about crypto. No, it's not it. It's because of the questions I asked and the responses I had listened to. He was stuttering. He didn't even have the answers. How on earth are you going to come to me and promote a company and provide a products and services, and you don't even know where the nodes are located? You don't even know why the financial reports are not even updated. And then you're going to tell me about that the CEO is the wife, and now she the ex-CEO, and now the CEO is not new CEO. Man, listen, it's too much confusions going on over there, okay? And I just said, no, y'all have a blessed day, okay? Because right now, it sounds like you guys are about to collect a whole bunch of money. So I just want to say this loud and clear to my dear friend and my business partner. And she know I love her so much. I do, and I support her. I mean, she's a go-getter. I love her. And I just want to say, if you're watching this live stream tonight or maybe later through the replay, please know that this comes from love. Whenever you're truly ready to take over the world, I am here. However, I am no longer interested in joining a MLM structures that revolve around endless three-way calls. I'm not about to do that, okay? Emotional recruiting. I'm definitely not even about to do that. And hype-based presentation. And that is a big no-no from my end. It is 2026, okay? I want to build real wealth, not just temporarily hype. I want to create systems where money work while we sleep, where we can focus on ownership, infrastructure, education, strategy, and long-term vision. So please, whenever you're ready, you got my phone number. Reach out to me and say, Alicia, I'm ready to go. And I promise you, I would not lead you the wrong way, and I would not guide you nowhere else. Okay? And also, for now, everyone, my mission is to continue educating everyone. Okay? But at the same time, my mission to also help you accumulate your portfolio while you're sleeping. This is a type of risk that I would like to experience. Now look how peacefully this baby is. Not even thinking about nothing. Don't even care about what the world got going on. The only thing this baby's gonna do is just wake up, use the bathroom, eat, burp, and go back to sleep. That's how I want to live my life. So I'm not going to be able to experience this lifestyle if I'm going to continue investing my assets into these crypto MLM scams. And in 2026, we're going to discontinue that, because in 2027, we're going to continue as our own individual, far as promoting our own brand. I am promoting me, Alicia Hunter, at BWE Travel Academy. That's what I will be promoting. Now, if anyone else is willing to connect with me, oh, trust me, that would be awesome. And then that way they can promote their brand. But promoting these MLM companies, that's something that I refuse to do. And I'm not going to put my name out there on somebody's another financial scheme, because it really gave me a very bad look. I had list of millionaires underneath me, and now those millionaires looking at me like I'm the biggest scam out there. So we're going to stop this right now, and we're going to discontinue this fakeness and bring in something that's more authentic. And so, moving forward, every Wednesday night, I host public live streams through BWE's Tribal Academy, which actually focus on a friendly beginner version of like financial education, cryptocurrency awareness, trading insights, as far as financial literacy. So make sure you guys are tuned in on Wednesday night because, like I said, we're going to be going on here live until you guys learn how to place a trade because you guys really need to learn this beautiful skill set. And then also for my VIP members, I provide exclusive educational content and deeper financial discussion. And also, guess what? I am planning a 6-month boot camp designed to help my VIP members build and accumulate portfolios in cryptocurrency, stocks, Forex, and trading education through strategy, discipline, and more financial literacy. So if you guys are not a part of the VIP room, log on to aliciahunter.org and join us now because you guys are missing out on a lot of information. This right here is nothing compared to what I've been putting inside this group. I promise you. Everything you guys are probably seeing today that's happening, I've been talking about this ever since 2018. So be ahead of the game, okay? And also, before I close, please check out the BWE Tribal Academy YouTube series, From Barter to Blockchain. That series contains extremely valuable educational information about money, financial system, blockchain technology, and economic awareness. Now, as a friendly reminder, please watch it before it transitions into our private community. Okay? And then also, before I do let you guys know, if you really need to book a one-on-one session with me, feel free to email me. If you have any questions about any MLM companies that may look like a scam, please email it to me. Okay? I wouldn't mind just doing my due diligence and guiding you the correct way because we're going to discontinue this fraudulent activities now, okay? And also, don't forget to grab our crypto ebook. You can log on to bwetribalacademy.org and then click on our ebook under financial markets, and then it will merge you to our ebook. Go ahead and purchase that now and download it because I had input some valuable information inside of that book as well. And to everyone that's watching tonight, thank you for allowing me to share my story. And thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Okay? Once again, this live stream was not created to spread any type of fear. It is created to spread awareness. So please continue educating yourself. Protect your finance. Protect your peace. Protect your family. And most importantly, never stop asking questions. Okay? And thank you all for being here tonight. All right? Before I close out, you guys, stay prayed up. You drink lots of water. And mind your own doggone business, okay? That's the best way to live. All right? You guys take care. And I love you guys. Later.